Hey guys, we're gonna do a dihybrid cross right now. And what does di mean? Well, di means two. So instead of in a normal monohybrid cross where we only look at one trait, we're gonna look at two traits at one time. So the first trait is pod shape. Well, there's two allele options, dominant and recessive. There's P shape. Again, there's a dominant round and a recessive wrinkled. So we're going to look at both of these at the same time. So in a dihybrid, you've got this big 16 box Punnett square. The parent combinations I've already written for you on the outside of the box. So remember that the parents are always on the outside and the offspring possibilities on the inside of the box is what you're figuring out. So the same rules apply where we're dropping and sliding. However, we have two letters to keep in mind. So I always follow the rule that whatever is alphabetical, whatever comes first in the alphabet, is going to be put first. So I comes before R in the alphabet. So we're going to deal with all of our I's and then all of our R's. And then we're going to worry about capitalization when we get to it. Okay, so for this first one, we're going to drop and slide our I's like so. So it's going to be, oh, I need my pen. So this one's going to be big I, big I. And then we're going to drop a big R, little big R, right? Now we're going to keep going all the way down this column. So we're going to drop this big I and slide this big I over. Well, they're both big letters, so it doesn't matter which one comes first. But now we have a big R and a little r. So we're going to put the big R first, and then the second is going to be the little r. All right, next we're going to drop and slide our I's, but this time we want to put the big I first before the little I. So big I, little I. And then again, we have a big R and a little r, so we're going to put the big R first, and then the little r. Last, we're going to drop our big I, slide this little I over, and then we want to drop the big R and then slide the little r. Like that. Okay, I want you to pause the video and I want you to continue working the columns or the rows, whatever you're comfortable with. And in just a second, we're going to come back and all of this should be filled out. I want you to compare your responses to what I've got. All right, pause the video. Okay, you should be back. Here is the results. The next thing that we have to figure out is the different combinations. So let's start. I love to use the colors and to stay organized. It really helps visually keep everything organized. So the first combination that we want to find are all the ones that are inflated and round. What that means is they have to have at least one big I and at least one big R. So you'll come along, and if it has at least one big I and at least one big R, it's going to express the inflated and round phenotype. So that is yes. This one is also inflated and round, same inflated and round. That one is not because it does not have a big R. So we're going to skip that one. This one has at least one big I and one big R. This one does not. This one has at least one big I and one big R. Nope. 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 This one does. So we're going to underline that one. And the rest of them don't have both of these criteria. So now we're going to count up all the boxes that have a red line in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to write 8 that are inflated and round. Okay, good. Next, we're going to use a different color. We want to find the ones that are inflated and wrinkled. So this means you have to have at least one big I, but both of the R's have to be little. Now the ones that we've marked already we can't go back to them. They've already been marked and identified. So we only want to focus on these unmarked boxes. So yes, this is going to be inflated and wrinkled because the two R's are little. Same with this one, at least one big I, and both of the R's are little. Yes, no, because we don't have at least one big I. Same, yes. This one is inflated and wrinkled. And no, no. Okay, so we're going to count that up, and that should come up to 4 that are inflated and wrinkled. Next, let's find the ones that are deflated and round. So this means that you have to have at least 2 little i's and at least 1 big R. Well, we only have 4 that are unmarked, so this makes it a lot easier. This one is deflated and and round. This one is deflated and round. So we have 2 deflated and round. And last, we want to find deflated and wrinkled. So all the letters have to be little. Well, we only have 2 left, and they are all small. So 2 that are deflated and wrinkled. So we have 16 boxes. One thing that I like to do is to count and make sure that all of these add up to 16. Well, 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. So I should be on the right track. If that number were too high or too low, you must have miscounted or something went awry. So it kind of is a red flag. Hey, I need to go back and look at my stuff. All right, hopefully that was helpful.